Hey there, today we are going to be looking at how to set up a YouTube studio on a budget. Yes, I've used the YouTube studio of less than $20, and I've also used the YouTube studio maybe currently like less than 100 or about $100 plus studio right now, so that you no longer have the excuse of having to set up a sophisticated YouTube studio before getting started on your YouTube channel dreams. Are you excited? So am I. Let's jump right into the video.
Hey there, if you have a smartphone, you would want to binge on my channel. And every week I teach you one thing that you can do with your smartphone or a tip on how to make money online with your smartphone. Don't miss subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss a single video from my channel. You are welcome to my channel.
More than 10 years ago, MKBHD, the one of the top tech YouTubers that we all respect, alright, started his YouTube channel, and this was how his studio was looking like. Now, if you compare the studio that you're currently looking at right now and what it is currently, you will see the massive difference. So why am I saying this? A lot of people are actually held down by the excuse of having to set up a gigantic, sophisticated, expensive YouTube studio before having to start that dream that they have in their heart on starting a YouTube channel. And today, based on requests from the picture that I posted on how my less than $20 YouTube studio used to look like and how it is currently looking, some people requested that I do a YouTube studio setup, alright, a budget YouTube studio setup, so that they can learn and be able to set up their YouTube studio and jump on their channel immediately. And that is what we are going to be looking at right about now. First off, let's talk about the equipment that you'll be needing. Now, depending on your budget, there are several sophisticated equipment that you can get out there. But based on budget, I'm using 1, 2, 3 ring lights. Okay, that cost me a total of less than 100, right? Yeah, less than $100. Is it? Okay, it's actually more than $100. So this costs 35. This one is just the small one. The one above my head is just the small one. So let's just give it like $10 or $15, okay? Then I also have a tripod that my phone is resting on right now, and this costs quite expensive, quite pricey, but you cannot still get the cheaper ones, all right? So I have a total of 1, 2, 3, and then 4 above me right now. But this wasn't how my studio was looking earlier on, earlier this year, okay? My studio was looking like this. Alright, it was looking like this before it started looking like this, and this cost me just the green lights, the green screen, that is the green backdrop behind me, that cost me about 3,000. That's not even up to $10, okay? That cost me about less than $10 to get, and then the ring light right there, it's what cost me like $30 to get. Okay, and then I set up my studio, and all I was doing was what to change the background. All right, but right now I'm no longer using the chroma key effect on my videos. All right, so I'm going to teach you first off. It's quite easy. Well, I'm going to teach you how to set up that with a green screen, green background. That is roughly a $40 studio, and then I'm also going to teach you how I set up my studio. All right, that's what we're going to be doing right about now. So talking about equipment, first off is the lights. Now, people do not really care people don't really care about your video, sort of. It doesn't really contribute so much to what makes a video to garner views. I've seen a video that had about 10,000 or thereabout views on it. All the guy did was to shoot, screen record his phone. He didn't even do all the time I did to try to, make a 16:9 aspect ratio video tutorials. He just posted it like that, the way the phone, in portrait mode, all right? I don't think YouTube penalizes for the quality of your video. Yeah, I don't really think it penalizes. Once you post, like I said, I saw a portrait video. Like we have YouTube Shorts right now on portrait modes, all right? So nonetheless, you still need to, number one, not allow perfect video, perfecting your video to keep you from starting a YouTube channel. It's better for you to look back and see how far you've come, all right? Right now you can see the first video I posted on YouTube, okay, and compared with the video that I posted just recently, or even compared with the video you're watching currently, you can see the massive difference, aside the fact that I'm kind of looking more handsome. All right, so you can see the massive difference, and yet my channel has about more than 80,000 views so far, and it's still growing. So don't let so many equipment stop you from starting your channel. What are the major equipments you need? You need a tripod to keep your smartphone. My smartphone has been the camera that I've been using since I started my channel, because I started my channel with the notion that I want to see how possible it is to grow and manage a YouTube channel all with a smartphone, because I was going to start teaching people. In fact, I've taught quite a lot of persons. I think I've taught over 100 persons on starting and managing a YouTube channel with your smartphone, because that's what I've been doing. All right, my channel is about 3,000 plus subscribers and over 8,000 views. There are so many persons actually I learned in their millions of views, and all they've been using for their channel has been their smartphone. All right, so if you have your smartphone, in fact, if you're watching me currently, more than 90%, almost 100% of persons that view YouTube videos or see videos with their smartphones. All right, so if you're watching me currently and you have the hunger to start a YouTube channel, man, you already have all it takes. All right, so I am not going to even talk about mention mic, all right, an external mic as a basic tool equipment needed for your YouTube channel, because your smartphone already has a mic. Like currently I'm not using a mic. All right, if I need to effect any editing, if I need to effect any change or adjustment on my sound, I do that while editing the video. All right, so what do you need? You need a tripod, the tripod that comes with a light, with a phone holder. All right, so once you have that one equipment, you're already good to go. You can grow from there. All right, so if you now want to be like me, that want to always change my background, because maybe like where I was staying before, there was no good background actually to shoot my videos, so I had to use that green screen to go to improvise. All right, so if you have a good room, like this is actually just a water, just a section of my apartment. All right, if you have a good apartment, just keep some, even if you leave everything, use your normal white background or whichever background that your wall is painted, or just have a good painting behind you and you're good to go. All right, other than that, you can still use your green screen behind you and then use a chroma key effect to just change your background to whatever you want it to be. All right, so now let's get into studio on light positioning. All right, let's get into light positioning and yes, also positioning your camera as well. Well, for this purpose, I am supposed to have a subject. All right, I'm supposed to have someone seated here that I should use to adjust the lighting and make sure everything is well set up. But because there's nobody here, I do my editing, my shooting, my production, my scripting, my whatever, optimizing my channel all by myself. All right, so but if you have someone in your room, maybe a friend visited or someone lives with you, a roomie, then you can just get the person to sit where you want to sit. Okay, and then you just do your tuning, tune your light and make sure that everything is well set up. All right, so now let's get into looking at how my studio looks. Okay, there is nothing like a door. It's not a door, it's just this section, this sector, or this segment, this section of the room. So there is no tour of my studio. All right, let's get started. All right, so this is the section of my apartment where I set up my studio. All right, so as you can see, that was the light I was talking about. Okay, so that's the dartboard section that you've always seen me throwing dartboards from time to time. Okay, so these are the tripods that I use. Okay, and then I always power it with, of course, my laptop. I don't use, it's not every time that we have light in Nigeria. Okay, that's one of the problems that we have as content creators in this country, because if there is no light right now, the next thing you'd have been hearing is generator noise. Okay, is the power plant will be noisy. Okay, so let's jump right in immediately. So if all that you have is this one, it's enough. All right, and then you have a place maybe where you can fix in your green screen right on the wall right there. Okay, and just stand directly in front of your tripod. Okay, then you're good to go. All right, but if you have as much as all of this, okay, so this is the bookshelf. All right, this is the bookshelf that I use. Okay, so this is the bookshelf that I use. It actually folds, all right, folds and closes in, just in case of times when I do not need to do a video. Okay, so I just fold it right in and leave it right there. Okay, so so this first light is called the key light. All right, this one by the right of the subject. The subject is supposed to be sitting right here. Okay, the subject is supposed to be sitting right there. So this is the key light, and it always casts light at the right of the person. Okay, and when you, of course, you know that when a light is cast by the right of someone, then it's going to push the shadow of that person over to the left, and that is what the fill light is meant to help you do. All right, the fill light helps to, you know, balance out the light. Okay, while the key light is lighting your right, the fill light just fills in the light from the left, and that is why it's at the left of the subject. Okay, then the top light right here is not really necessary actually. In fact, the next light that I'm supposed to have is a backlight that's supposed to be at the back right here. Okay, that is what I bought this light for, but I noticed that I cannot use it and then place it. I needed to place it somewhere up here, okay, because the backlight is meant to separate the subject, all right, from the wall. All right, if not, you always would have been seeing a shadow of me behind me. If not that, during editing I still work on the color or the picture quality of the video. All right, so the light up here is meant to, you know, it's meant to light my head. All right, it's meant to add light to my head. The light up there, okay, is a small light I was talking about. It's supposed to serve as my backlight, by the way. All right, but I sometimes use it as, you know, because when I'm editing I always eliminate the shadow at the back. Okay, so this is the tripod that holds my phone. Okay, this is the tripod that holds my phone. I shoot with my iPhone 6. Okay, so whichever smartphone that you have, just ensure that it has a good camera, and with good setup, maybe with G camera application, open camera, or even Filmic Pro, all right, then you're good to go. All right, so that is all. That's practically all that I do. All right, that is practically all about my studio. Okay, so like I said, I did not mention mic because right now I'm shooting with a gimbal, by the way. All right, so I did not mention mic because I'm using directly the phone's mic. All right, I'm using my phone's mic, and while I'm editing, and if there is still need, okay, to amplify my sound, all right, I still do that with while editing. In fact, the next part of the work is while editing the video. Okay, that is also another part that takes quite a lot of time. All right, that's also another part that takes a lot of time in the video. Aside that, shooting your video shouldn't be a problem. Okay, shooting your video shouldn't be, or getting a YouTube studio, setting up a YouTube studio shouldn't be a problem. Once you have your lights and then a place where your phone can stand, a tripod, or you can just go ahead and get a tripod that can offer you the ring light and then a phone holder. All right, this can cost you like roughly $30, not roughly, 30, 20, 40, $50, depending on your location, by the way. All right, so you can get one, and then the tripod is about 2.1 meter. All right, and with this, ladies and gentlemen, that is all about my YouTube studio and how I set up my YouTube studio.
Was that video helpful? You might want to watch more tutorial videos on my channel, like the one I released recently, and then hit the subscribe button up here and ring the bell so you'll always be the first to know when I release a fresh video. That is if you want to keep watching videos from me, and of course you want to. My name is Frederick. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next one.